The sun rose over Earth like any normal day. Cities buzzed with life, people rushed to work, and the skies were filled with the usual hum of planes and satellites. For millions of humans, it was just another ordinary morning. But in the far reaches of space, something was moving that would turn this ordinary day into a nightmare. At the International Space Observatory, Lieutenant Mara Chan stared at the screens in disbelief. Thousands of unknown objects appeared out of nowhere in the outer solar system. They moved with speed and precision that no human ship had ever achieved. "Sir, you need to see this," she whispered, her voice shaking. Commander Alaric, a veteran of many space missions, leaned over her shoulder. The display showed alien ships forming a massive formation near Jupiter's orbit. "Impossible," he muttered. "They weren't here an hour ago." Across the world, satellites picked up the strange activity. Scientists ran calculations and recalculated them, but every report ended with the same terrifying truth. An alien fleet was heading toward Earth. There had been no warning, no communication, only movement and intent. By the time the first news alerts flashed on every screen, the ships were already in orbit around Earth. They were enormous. Some were the size of small cities, others smaller but fast, like hunting predators in space. Their surfaces shimmered with strange metal that no human alloy could match. The leaders of the world gathered in emergency sessions, their faces pale. This was not a mission of diplomacy. This was an attack. Then, a voice echoed across the planet through a strange transmission. It was calm, yet full of authority, and somehow it carried a threat that chilled every human heart. "Humans of Earth, kneel, or be erased." The message repeated, unyielding and cold. Governments tried to respond, but their signals were blocked. The aliens had come prepared to silence any resistance. Panic spread quickly. Airplanes were grounded, cities went into lockdown, and families huddled together. Social media erupted with rumors, some saying it was a hoax, others warning of annihilation. But the truth could not be ignored. Alien ships began firing warning shots, sending massive chunks of lunar rock hurling toward Earth. Satellites were destroyed, power grids faltered, and for the first time in human history, the world realized it was completely vulnerable. In Washington, D.C., the president watched as a live feed showed the moon glowing from a massive strike. Scientists explained that the aliens had hit the moon to create debris that would rain down on Earth. Millions could die from the impact alone. The leaders had minutes to respond, but every conventional weapon in the human arsenal seemed useless against the alien fleet. Yet humanity was not completely powerless. Deep beneath the mountains of South America, in a hidden facility, a group of scientists and engineers prepared a weapon that the world barely knew existed. Project Black Sun had been a secret for decades, a plan whispered about in classified meetings and stored in encrypted files. It was dangerous, unpredictable, and powerful enough to destroy not just ships, but entire planets if unleashed. Only a few knew how to activate it, and even fewer believed it would work. Commander Alaric watched from his orbital station as alien ships moved closer, firing plasma beams that tore through Earth's satellites. He knew that humanity had one chance, and failure would mean extinction. The humans scrambled their fleets, sending fighters and defense drones into the void, but the losses were immediate. The alien ships were faster, smarter, and more deadly than anything Earth had faced. Still, humanity fought back with everything it had. Every inch of space around Earth became a battlefield, with lasers streaking across the blackness and explosions lighting up the void. In the middle of this chaos, Mara Chen transmitted a simple but urgent message to the world leaders. "We have one chance. Project Black Sun is ready. But we need approval. Now." Silence followed. Every leader knew the consequences. The weapon could protect Earth, but if it failed, it would annihilate the planet as well. It was a gamble, a last stand against an enemy that had no mercy. Below the surface of the planet, scientists activated the weapon. The ground trembled as energy pulsed through the massive core of the facility. Lights flickered, alarms rang, and the world waited. Humanity's greatest secret, its ultimate answer to invasion, was coming online. And then, as alien ships formed around Earth like a cage, a single thought crossed the minds of every human watching the sky. If the aliens wanted war, they had chosen the wrong planet. Humanity was about to respond. Not with surrender, not with negotiation, but with a force they had never imagined. The countdown had begun, and in the hearts of every human soldier, scientist, and civilian, one truth became clear. Survival was not optional, and Earth would fight back. The alien fleet did not yet know what awaited them. Humanity's weapon, a planet killer designed for the final hour, was ready. The first day of the attack had begun. And by the end of it, no one would ever forget the day they dared to strike at humanity, and how Earth answered. The first shock of the alien attack had passed, but the world was far from safe. Cities lay in partial ruin, satellites were destroyed, and panic still gripped the population. Yet, somewhere deep in the chaos, humans were planning their first real strike back. Commander Alaric watched the alien fleet from orbit. He had spent decades preparing for space emergencies, but nothing could have prepared him for this. The alien ships were enormous, moving with perfect coordination, firing energy beams that tore through human defenses like paper. Every human fighter that engaged them was either destroyed or forced to retreat. But even as losses mounted, Alaric refused to give up. Humanity had one advantage: ingenuity and unpredictability. At the secret facility underground, scientists monitored Project Black Sunday. Dr. Ilya Rourke, the lead engineer, paced nervously. "We can't wait any longer," she said, eyes fixed on the glowing core of the weapon. "The aliens are too close. If we don't act, there may be nothing left to protect." The world's leaders faced a grim decision. Launch the weapon, and there was a chance it could save Earth, but it might also destroy it if misfired. Delay, and humanity would face total annihilation. After tense hours of debate, the decision was made. Project Black Sun would be deployed. Meanwhile, human fleets moved into position. Small ships darted around the massive alien vessels, trying to distract and probe for weaknesses. Fighters skidded through space at impossible speeds, dodging beams and blasts. Every move was a gamble. Earth's best pilots risked everything, knowing their survival chances were slim. Unexpectedly, a breakthrough came. A human commander aboard the ship Dauntless managed to board a small alien craft during the chaos. Inside, they discovered alien navigation patterns and energy shields could be disrupted with the right frequencies. The knowledge was tiny, but it gave humans hope. With proper coordination, they could exploit this weakness. On Earth, civilians watched the skies with fear and awe. News broadcasts tried to maintain calm, but the destruction was undeniable. Smoke rose from cities, fires burned endlessly, and people clung to loved ones. Across continents, humanity waited for the moment when Project Black Sun would reveal its power. Back in orbit, Alaric coordinated the fleet. "We cannot beat them with firepower alone," he said. "But we can beat them with strategy. Focus on their shields. Use the data from the captured ship. If we can get Project Black Sun in position, we might just survive." Time became a weapon itself. Every second brought alien ships closer, their intent clear: complete destruction. Humans moved faster, planning every attack, every evasive maneuver, every strike with precision. Small victories came first: an alien drone shot down here, a damaged shield there, but they were tiny sparks against a storm of alien firepower. Below Earth, Dr. Rourke and her team prepared the final calculations. The weapon's energy was immense. Launch it incorrectly, and Earth itself could be lost. Yet, as alarms rang and the ground shook, a sense of grim determination filled the room. Humanity was standing at the edge, ready to risk everything for survival. In the skies above, alien commanders noticed the subtle but coordinated attacks. Confusion spread among their ranks. No species had ever fought them with such desperation and intelligence. The humans were different. They adapted, they learned, and they fought back in ways the aliens had not predicted. Then came the signal. Project Black Sun was ready. The first phase of deployment had begun. Human ships escorted the weapon into space, dodging alien fire with nerves of steel. Every human pilot, every soldier, every scientist knew the risks. Yet in that moment, fear mixed with a spark of pride. Humanity was not surrendering. Humanity would not fall without a fight. And so, the stage was set. Humans had discovered a weakness, activated their secret weapon, and prepared to strike. The alien fleet, confident in their dominance, did not yet know what was coming. Humanity's counterattack had begun, small but determined. The first real resistance. The first true challenge to the invaders. In the silence between battles, one thought spread across Earth and space alike: if the aliens believed humans were weak, They had never faced a species that would risk everything to survive. Project Black Sun was more than a weapon. It was a message. Humanity would fight. Humanity would endure. And humanity would answer the attack in a way the galaxy would never forget. The skies over Earth were filled with fire and smoke. Alien ships hovered above cities, firing energy beams that carved massive craters in the ground. Millions of humans fled to shelters, but nowhere felt safe. Entire cities were under siege, and the world seemed to teeter on the edge of despair. On the front lines, human soldiers moved with urgency. They were outmatched in technology and firepower, but they had determination. Small squads carried portable railguns and EMP grenades, trying to slow the alien advance. Every engagement was deadly, yet humanity refused to surrender. Commander Alaric coordinated the defense from orbit, sending tactical updates to resistance forces below. The alien ground troops were relentless. They moved in formations no human army had ever faced, their weapons vaporizing vehicles and buildings in seconds. But humans discovered a small advantage. Alien suits required precise energy frequencies to function. Using hacked drones and captured alien tech, soldiers could disrupt their enemies for brief windows. Those moments were enough to strike back, even if only temporarily. In South America, the city of Sao Paulo became a battlefield. Streets were filled with fire, craters, and fallen debris. Civilians huddled in underground tunnels as human resistance fighters ambushed alien patrols. Explosions shook the ground, sending dust clouds into the sky. Despite the fear, the humans fought with courage that seemed to surprise the invaders. Every ambush, every tactical strike forced the aliens to retreat momentarily, buying time for civilians to escape. Meanwhile, in Africa, massive alien war machines crushed anything in their path. Yet, human engineers had prepared a counter. Improvised rail cannons, repurposed from satellite defenses, fired powerful energy blasts at approaching aliens. One shot destroyed an entire squad of alien walkers, shocking the remaining invaders. News of these victories spread quickly, boosting morale across Earth. Humans began to realize they were not completely powerless. Commander Alaric coordinated with Mara Chen, now on the orbital fleet, to pinpoint weak points in alien formations. Using the data from the captured alien ship, they predicted movements and shield weaknesses. Human fighters performed daring maneuvers, dodging alien fire to hit these weak spots. One by one, small victories accumulated. For the first time, the alien fleet faced resistance it could not immediately crush. On the ground, resistance leaders encouraged civilians to help in any way possible. People set traps, provided supplies, and guided soldiers through the safest routes. Even in fear, humanity's unity was growing stronger. The aliens may have had superior technology, but they underestimated the human spirit. They had not faced a species willing to fight for every inch of its home. But the cost was enormous. Cities were ruined, infrastructure destroyed, and countless lives lost. Alaric watched from orbit, grim-faced, as yet another human convoy was obliterated. "We cannot afford hesitation," he said. "Every second counts. Project Black Sun must be ready. Every life lost brings us closer to the moment we strike back." Back underground, Dr. Ilya Rourke and her team continued preparations. The weapon pulsed with energy, a silent promise of destruction. Every calculation was double-checked. Every system monitored. The alien ground assault reminded them why the weapon existed. Humanity had no choice but to fight with every resource it had, no matter the risk. Then, a breakthrough. During an engagement near the ruined city of Mumbai, a squad of human soldiers captured an alien scout. The alien was confused, injured, and clearly surprised that humans had coordinated attacks it could not predict. Interrogation revealed details about alien strategy and vulnerabilities in their command network. Alaric immediately sent this information to global commanders. Humanity could now strike with precision rather than blind force. The world began to feel a shift. Hope, once fragile, returned. Humans realized that despite alien superiority, they could defend themselves, even push back. Every ambush, every counterattack, and every clever tactic was a message. Humanity was not helpless. They would fight, adapt, and survive. As night fell on the battlefields, the skies glowed with the fires of conflict. Humans held ground where they could, retreated where necessary, but never gave in. The alien invaders had expected an easy victory, but Earth was proving otherwise. And somewhere, in the hidden depths of the planet, Project Black Sun hummed quietly, waiting for its moment. Humanity's greatest weapon was not yet revealed, but every action on the battlefield brought the world closer to that decisive strike. The aliens had underestimated the resilience, intelligence, and courage of humans. They were about to learn that fighting Earth was not just dangerous, it was a mistake they would never forget. The blackness of space was broken by streaks of light as human ships moved in formation, escorting Project Black Sun toward the alien fleet. Lasers flashed across the void, energy shields glowed, and explosions lit the darkness like fireworks of war. Every pilot knew that failure was not an option. Humanity's survival depended on them. Commander Alaric watched the battle unfold from his command ship. The alien fleet was massive, thousands of ships surrounding the core of human defenses. They fired relentlessly, confident that humans could never reach their flagship. But Alaric had one advantage the aliens had underestimated: strategy. Using data from the captured scout ship, human fleets targeted weak points in the alien shields. Small but precise strikes disrupted enemy formations, forcing the invaders to react. Mara Chen, piloting her fighter near the front lines, weaved through enemy fire. Explosions rocked nearby ships as she fired at shield generators on alien destroyers. "We're making progress," she reported, breath tight in her headset. "One section of their fleet is slowing down." On the ground, scientists monitored Project Black Sun, calculating its trajectory and ensuring it stayed within the safe corridor. The weapon pulsed with energy, a glowing promise of destruction that could turn the tide of the war. Every calculation had to be perfect. Too far off, and the alien fleet could intercept it. Too close, and the weapon might destabilize. Despite the alien superiority, humans found moments of advantage. A coordinated strike destroyed several medium-sized enemy ships, creating gaps in the formation. Human fighters darted through these gaps, drawing alien attention while the massive weapon moved closer to its target. It was a dance of death, precision, and courage clashing against raw power. Yet the aliens were not unprepared. Their capital ships fired massive plasma beams, disintegrating human ships in seconds. Fleets that tried to flank them were caught in deadly crossfire. Alaric gritted his teeth as a squadron of human fighters was obliterated. Every loss weighed heavily, but retreat was not an option. Humanity's only hope was to reach the perfect strike point. Dr. Ilya Rourke monitored the weapon's core. "Energy levels are stable," she reported, "but the aliens are adapting. We need to deploy faster." The weapon hummed louder, its glow intensifying, as if it knew its purpose was near. Human ships executed daring maneuvers, distracting alien fire while Project Black Sun moved steadily forward. Pilots risked everything, weaving between explosions and dodging energy beams, their courage holding the fleet together. Every successful move brought them closer to the ultimate strike. Suddenly, the alien command fleet realized the humans were not attacking blindly. Sensors picked up the moving weapon, and confusion spread among their ranks. "It's a single object," one alien commander hissed. "But its energy, it cannot be contained." Panic rippled through their fleet. The invaders had expected an easy victory, but humans had shown ingenuity and resolve. They had adapted, and now they were threatening the alien command directly. Alaric gave the final order. "Keep them busy. Protect the weapon at all costs. This is the moment we fight for every life on Earth." Pilots responded with determination, engaging the alien ships with everything they had. Explosions rocked the void, and the darkness was filled with flashes of fire and light. The human fleet moved as one, a single force guided by courage, intelligence, and desperation. Every second counted. The closer Project Black Sun reached the alien command fleet, the higher the risk, but also the higher the reward. Alaric knew that this was humanity's one chance to turn the battle. Losses were tragic, but every ship destroyed or damaged brought them closer to victory. As the weapon drew nearer, the alien ship's confidence faltered. Humans were no longer a weak species to be crushed. They were a force to be reckoned with. Project Black Sun was not just a weapon, it was the embodiment of human defiance, and the aliens were about to witness it in full. And above it all, in the cold silence of space, a single thought echoed in the minds of every human. If the aliens wanted war, humanity was ready. They would fight, endure, and strike back with a power that no enemy could ignore. The countdown to the planet killer strike had begun, and the universe was about to see what humans were truly capable of. Deep beneath the mountains, the air was thick with tension. The underground facility vibrated with energy as Project Black Sun came online. Lights flickered along the walls, and machines hummed with a power that no human had ever witnessed. Dr. Ilya Rourke stood before the massive core of the weapon, her hands trembling slightly as she checked the readings. This was it. The moment humanity had been waiting for. Dr. Rourke, a technician called. Energy levels are stable. All systems green. She nodded, but fear and excitement mixed in her eyes. The weapon was dangerous, so dangerous that if anything went wrong, it could destroy the planet. And yet, it was their only chance against the alien invaders. Commander Alaric monitored the battle from orbit. The human fleets had gained small victories, but the alien ships were still overwhelming. Every second mattered. He looked at the weapon's feed and knew that once Project Black Sun was deployed, the fight could finally turn in humanity's favor. Dr. Rourke explained the weapon to the world leaders who had been brought secretly to the facility. It is not a conventional weapon, she said. It uses controlled gravitational forces to create a reaction similar to a small star. The energy it releases can destroy multiple alien ships, or an entire fleet if properly targeted. A hush fell over the room. No leader had imagined humans could build something so powerful. "We are talking about a planet killer," said one official quietly. The words echoed through the chamber. Everyone understood the risk. Humanity was about to unleash a weapon that could either save the planet or destroy it. Alaric coordinated with the surface teams. "We have pinpointed the alien command fleet," he said. "Project Black Sun needs to be deployed close enough to hit them directly. Our fleets will protect the transport." Mara Chen confirmed from her station. The humans were ready. The aliens, confident in their dominance, did not yet know the danger approaching. In the facility, the countdown began. Engineers and scientists checked every system twice, triple-checking the delicate calibrations. The weapon's core glowed like a miniature sun, pulsing with deadly energy. Alaric's voice came over the intercom. "This is the moment of truth. Everyone follow protocol. Humanity depends on this." Outside, human ships moved in formation, escorting the massive weapon toward the alien fleet. Alien sensors detected the movement, but they could not understand it. They assumed the humans were desperate and disorganized. They were wrong. Every maneuver had been planned, every risk calculated. The humans were about to strike with precision and force unlike anything the aliens had faced. On Earth, civilians watched from underground shelters and screens, unaware of the full power of the weapon. All they knew was that hope, fragile and flickering, had returned. Humans were no longer just defending, they were preparing to take the fight to the enemy. As the weapon reached orbit, it was clear that this was more than a tool of destruction. It was a symbol of human resilience and ingenuity. The aliens had expected weakness and surrender, but humanity had answered with brilliance and courage. Alaric knew that once Project Black Sun activated, the universe would never look at humans the same way again. The tension was unbearable. Every heartbeat in the command center echoed like a drum. The first phase of deployment required precise timing. Any miscalculation, and the weapon could backfire. The scientists held their breath, the fleets held position, and Alaric waited for the signal. Finally, Dr. Rourke spoke, voice steady despite the fear. "We are ready. Launch sequence engaged." The weapon began its journey toward the alien fleet. Its glow illuminated the darkness of space, a tiny sun moving with lethal purpose. And somewhere in the alien command fleet, the first signs of confusion appeared. Sensors detected the moving object, but the invaders could not calculate its potential. They assumed it was a desperate human attack, but humanity's true strength was yet to be revealed. As Project Black Sun moved closer to its target, Alaric and his team prepared for the final strike. The countdown had begun, and the moment humanity would prove its place in the galaxy was near. Earth's defenders had taken the first step from desperation to power, and the aliens were about to learn a lesson they would never forget. Project Black Sun floated in the void, glowing brighter with every passing second. The human fleet surrounded it, their ships battered but determined, holding the line against the alien onslaught. Commander Alaric watched the alien command ships, massive dreadnoughts that had destroyed countless human vessels. Now, they were moments away from facing humanity's ultimate weapon. Trajectory stable, Dr. Ilya Rourke reported from the control room deep underground. Her hands moved quickly across the panels, monitoring energy output, gravitational fields, and the weapons core. All systems are green. We can activate on your command. Alaric's eyes narrowed. This is it. Humanity strikes back. Fire when ready. A low hum began to resonate through the weapon, growing louder and louder. Project Black Sun's glow intensified, radiating a heat and light that could be felt even through the thick walls of space vessels. The aliens noticed first. Sensors detected the energy buildup, but they could not comprehend it. They fired blindly, beams of destructive power aimed at the approaching weapon, but it was too late. Then, the moment came. Project Black Sun released its energy in a controlled explosion, a brilliant sphere of light that expanded outward like a miniature star. The first alien ship in its path disintegrated instantly. Its metal twisted, its core vaporized, and the shockwave rippled through the nearby vessels. Panic erupted in the alien fleet. Ships collided as they tried to flee, but there was no escape. The energy wave of Project Black Sun tore through their formations, cutting down capital ships, frigates, and fighters alike. Alaric watched with a mixture of awe and relief. The weapon was working perfectly. Humanity's gamble had paid off. From the alien flagship, alarms blared. The High Command could not understand what was happening. Primitive humans, one alien commander hissed. They possess the power of a sun. How is this possible? But explanations came too late. Project Black Sun consumed every ship in its path, leaving nothing but silence in the void. Human pilots cheered over comms, though many had tears in their eyes. Friends lost in battle had made this moment possible. Humanity had struck back, not with surrender, not with fear, but with unmatched resolve and intelligence. The alien fleet's destruction was total. Their remaining forces scattered, retreating into the darkness of space. On Earth, the first news broadcasts reached civilians in shelters and underground bunkers. The message was simple but clear. Humanity had survived, and the invaders had been defeated. A cautious hope spread across the world. People embraced one another, crying and laughing, knowing that the nightmare was over, for now. Alaric floated above the battlefield, surveying the aftermath. The human fleet was battered, but alive. Project Black Sun, now dormant, drifted silently, a warning and a promise. Humanity had demonstrated that it was not a species to be underestimated. Dr. Rourke's voice came over the comms, calm but triumphant. The weapon did its job. The alien fleet is destroyed. Humanity stands. And somewhere in the void, across scattered remnants of alien forces, the realization spread. Earth was not weak. Humanity was not a species to conquer. They had faced annihilation and responded with a power and strategy that the galaxy would never forget. In the silence that followed, Alaric allowed himself a small smile. The day that began with fire and panic had ended with victory. Project Black Sun had changed everything. Humanity had answered the attack, and the universe now knew a fundamental truth. Earth was defended by a species capable of unimaginable resilience and strength. The first wave of alien attackers was gone, but humanity would remain vigilant. The galaxy had witnessed the dawn of a new era, one where humans were not just survivors, they were apex defenders of their home. And the message was clear to all who watched from afar: never attack Earth again. The skies above Earth were calm again, but the planet bore deep scars from the invasion. Cities lay in ruins, forests burned, and oceans churned with debris from the battles above. Yet, amidst the destruction, a quiet strength spread across humanity. They had survived what no one thought possible. Commander Alaric floated above Earth in his command ship, watching the retreating alien remnants vanish into the blackness of space. The once mighty fleet was scattered, broken, and humiliated. Humans had not only defended their home, they had delivered a decisive blow that no alien species would forget. On Earth, leaders gathered with scientists, soldiers, and survivors. Dr. Ilya Rourke reported that Project Black Sun had been deactivated safely, its energy contained. The weapon worked as intended, she said. But let this be a warning. Humanity will defend itself with everything it has, and we will never surrender. News feeds broadcast the story worldwide. People wept and cheered, mourning their losses but celebrating their victory. Humanity had faced annihilation and had won. Across continents, strangers embraced, United by a single truth, Earth had endured, and its defenders had proven their strength. Messages from the scattered alien fleets reached human stations. The aliens, shocked and fearful, requested negotiations. The galaxy had underestimated humans for centuries. Now, every alien species watching knew the truth. Earth was not weak. Humans were intelligent, resilient, and capable of weapons and strategies that could rival entire civilizations. Commander Alaric addressed the world from orbit. Today we have survived. Today, we have shown the galaxy that humanity will not kneel. We honor those we lost, and we protect those who remain. Let this be a warning. Attack Earth again, and you will face the full force of a species that will not forgive and will not forget. Civilians watched the stars, awe and pride swelling in their hearts. For the first time, humans understood their place in the universe, not as victims, not as prey, but as defenders and innovators. Humanity had risen above fear, above destruction, and above the expectations of every alien species that had ever looked down on them. In distant systems, alien leaders reported back to their councils. They spoke of humans with a mixture of fear and respect. "The humans are not what we thought," one commander said. "They are a force, a species that must be reckoned with. We underestimated them, and it nearly destroyed us." Back on Earth, survivors began the long work of rebuilding. Cities would rise again, forests regrow, and oceans heal, but the lesson remained permanent. Humanity had faced annihilation and responded with unparalleled strength. Every soldier, pilot, scientist, and civilian had contributed to the survival of their world. And as night fell over the planet, the stars shone brighter than ever. Humans looked up at the galaxy with new eyes. They had faced the impossible and prevailed. They were not just survivors, they were humanity, apex defenders of Earth, and a species the galaxy would never again underestimate. The message was clear across light years of space. Humanity was not the victim. Humanity was the warning.